I know this news came very recently, so maybe a very limited amount that we know, but what more can you tell us, if anything, about the discovery of this debris?
Yeah. I'm being told by a source close to the search effort to be cautious with this report. There is some speculation that this debris might actually be an undercarriage and rear cowling from a previous dive. There are conflicting reports about it, as there are so many people and so many authorities involved in this search and rescue effort that there is conflicting reports. But that's what I'm being told, to treat this with caution. We do know that there is a scattering of ships out around the Titanic site. Some of them have stopped around 30 miles away, 30 miles north of the Titanic wreckage, and I think that suggests that might be the ship that has found debris. It's quite some way from the Titanic site, so that could ring true that maybe it is, maybe it isn't the kind of debris that they're actually looking for. Right. We just don't know.
And no other news then of any progress or not on the search that's taking place, although more ships and more equipment has arrived.
Well, there is more equipment on the way from Britain, or should be, but actually has stalled due to snags. There has been quite a lot of delay by US government authorities in providing the necessary permission for British equipment that could have been critical to rescue and giving it clearance. So there is a lot of mounting frustration. There's a lot to coordinate here. So many authorities involved, and really everybody just wanted all the stops pulled out and bureaucracy set aside. And there's frustration that in some cases that hasn't been.
Yeah, but clearly sort of clutching at any scrap of information, rather like clutching at straws in a high wind. And there was more talk of sounds being heard, weren't there, Jacqui, earlier on? But again, no clear indication of what that meant.
No clear indication. It was a rhythmic sound. It was periodic. One would think that maybe if you're in a submarine, you would kind of, tap a kind of something that might communicate something. So they haven't yet pinpointed what that is all about. It could still be signs of life. And certainly nobody here is writing that crew off just yet. There is still an attitude, a can-do of just treat it as if they are still down there, treat it as if we can find them and still bring them home. Yeah,
I mean, overnight the word was there were, on the earlier calculations, maybe and would have been enough oxygen, enough breathable air in that submersible to last until around just after midday today, London time, and that was over 5 hours ago. Is there a sense of this seeming to be, they won't admit it, they won't say it to themselves even, but that it is looking futile?
It's looking, I think we're down to fractions of a percent of hope, but all the while it's that and not zero. Let's still go for it. If it's certainly at depth and in the cold and with resourceful people, two of whom are exceptionally accomplished in deep sea dives, there are ways of conserving your air supply as well. And there are hopes that maybe they might have been innovative in some way and been able to eke out the air supply for a little longer. But that, of course, still means nothing if the authorities can't get help down to them. And, of course, you can't just send down another sub and kind of transfer them out. This is a highly, highly complex and challenging situation, and everyone's just really clutching at straws.
Well, I'm John Pienaar, and if you found that interesting, we are here each day, Monday to Thursday, 5 o'clock till 7 o'clock on Drive, and from 7 till 8, Pienaar and Friends, where we discuss the big stories of the day each day on Times Radio.